never forget these golden days.
Good morning from a very wintry Grand Canyon National Park. I'm at the South Rim at Aah Point and I'm going to hike the South Kaibab Trail today. But look how insane this looks. So it's February the 3rd today, and as you can see the South Rim and you can see on the North Rim there's so much snow over the Grand Canyon, but deep into the canyon it still looks clear. I can actually see the trail that I'm going to be hiking on, so enjoy the video. Let me know what you think of the trail. So the Bright Angel Trail is closed at the moment, and so is the Tonto Trail. So I can just do the South Kaibab Trail today, which is what I'm going to do. But if you want to see South Kaibab onto Bright Angel and back up, there is a video which I'm going to link up here now. So please watch that one. That's a really long day hike. It's about 18 miles. But yeah, that was filmed last winter. But this winter, because of that trail closure, just South Kaibab today. But hopefully I can show you a bit more detail about South Kaibab. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and send me your comments below and like the video. So if you know your Grand Canyon trails, you might be thinking, hang on, that's not the South Kaibab Trail. And you'd be right, I'm on the South Rim Trail. I parked at the Grand Canyon Visitor Center and the first bus isn't until 8 AM this winter, and there's already a crowd forming there. And I just thought, you know what, I didn't really want to wait to start my hike today, so I decided I was gonna just start walking now. And I've taken the trail from the Aah Point overlook, and then I'm going to follow it round to the South Kaibab Trailhead. So it should add on about 1.6 miles to my hike, but it's flat and you get some really nice views of the canyon. And with all this snow, it just seems like it's a good idea just to sort of immerse myself into it, really. So yeah. So just here we have a little herd of deer just down there. You'll see them on the trail now. Starting the trail, it's very cold and very windy, very different to when I did this last time. Like if you watch my previous video, this was icy, but it was sunny and it was warm. So yeah, it's a very different experience this time, but unique nevertheless. So I'm going to head definitely as far as Skeleton Point. I'm not sure if I'm going to go any further than that today, just because, as I said, the closure of Bright Angel, I don't really want to go all the way down into the canyon and then come straight back up the way I just came. When you do the Bright Angel Trail back up, you can walk through along the river trail, or you can do the Tonto Trail from the tip off, and that gives you a bit of a break from up and down, but this would just be a bit straight back up. Well, it's going to be straight back up anyway, but I would prefer to do it this way. So yeah, I'm excited. You can see the switchbacks here, and I'm heading down. Look how incredible. That's the trail that I've just come down, and look at all the trees covered in snow. It's so gorgeous. The trail's starting to get quite muddy, so I'll be taking off my traction soon. Trail. Literally in the most wildest place. It feels like nobody could ever live. It's like being on Mars. It's so unique and special. See South Kaibab Trail. I'm gonna head over there and down towards the Colorado. The trail's not so icy now, but it's still muddy. So this is Cedar Ridge. Some toilet facilities and a nice picnic area before the trail heads further into the canyon.
It's like the last 2 miles. The last 2 miles take like 3 times longer.
So the stress of slipping in the ice has quickly faded away and is now replaced by literally slipping everywhere in boot deep mud. So it's actually taking me quite a bit of time just to move, because obviously the mud is so deep and so slippy that I need to negotiate the mud. So I'm really hoping the mud kind of dies off soon, but it's not looking hopeful because this is really slowing me down. One observation from the last time I hiked South Kaibab Trail is it's so much busier today, and I think that's partly because the Bright Angel Trail is closed, which means that if you want to hike into the canyon, this is the only real way to do it. But also it's a Saturday, so it's a kind of recreational day, I guess. But I sure is a different experience today with all this mud, and it's quite cloudy as well, so a lot of the colours, the colours that you're used to seeing, all that red and orange rock is kind of grey and brown today. So yeah, completely different experience, but cool nevertheless. So the trail just is taking these steps down, and the wood is actually great because it helps to stop you having to be completely in the mud. And my next stop will be Skeleton Point. All of a sudden in this section it's starting to look a lot more like the Grand Canyon, with the plants and the sun out. What's quite scary is looking back. So the big sort of monument, I guess, temple that was in focus from like Aah Point and Cedar Ridge is just here, and then the trail goes right up to the top there. So it's a fair ways back up, but the sun is starting to come out and it's starting to touch the canyon walls around me. It's a lot warmer. It's a lot warmer here, so I've taken my hat off, so excuse my hat here. But yeah, it's a little bit drier as well. The mud's starting to become more of just a soft, dry mud rather than that soaking, wet, horrible mud that I've been walking on for the past sort of hour. So yeah, it's taken me, I've been hiking for more than an hour on the whole trail, but in terms of the actual trail to the South Kaibab Trail, sorry, I've been on the South Kaibab Trail for an hour and 10 minutes, so I'm making good time, but obviously it's very deceiving because you come down quick, but the up is savage. So you've always got to remember it takes at least double the time to get back up from what it took you to get down through in the first place. But Skeleton Point is just coming up, and this is the first place where you get to have a glimpse of the river. So just off Skeleton Point, you can see this amazing view of the Colorado River, and the trail is all of a sudden dry, which is so nice. over. So the tip off was just on this level where you can see this green, and that's where the Toronto Trail, when it's open, would take you over to the other side where the Bright Angel Trail is, and it meets up at Indian Garden. But you can just see here in this section is the Phantom Manor Ranch, and then from there you take the North Kaibab Trail up to the North Rim on the other side. But that's a good angle to just show you the depth of the canyon, and when you're doing these hikes, that's just how vast it is. Oh my god, like a rock literally just fell off the cliff. That's scary. I don't like that. Now if you listen to the advice from the Park Service, Skeleton Point should be the last place that you hike to on a day hike, especially in the summer because it gets super hot. But I am going to press on just a little further. I said to myself I was going to go back at Skeleton Point where I started out this morning, but I'm doing good time, and I feel like I want to do a little bit more hiking because the way up is going to be kind of squelchy in the mud and stuff, so it'd be good to get like another mile in. So yeah, I'm just going to head down the trail a little further just in case I see any bighorn or something, and if not, I just get more cool views of the canyon, so it's all good. Straight away. So this section of the trail, you can see two sets of switchbacks, the red switchbacks and I don't know, the non-red ones just down below. It's kind of neat. It's kind of far down. It's a big chunk of ascent and descent into the canyon. There's a bunch of people just there. So yeah, I'm gonna head down. Looking up where I just came from, you can see some cool caves in the canyon walls. And this sick view that I'm just climbing down into now. It's really, really cool, really neat. This is a scene I've seen before here in the Grand Canyon. This is one of the mules from down at Phantom Ranch making their way back up. Always give way to the mules.
Morning. Hey, how's it going? Hey.
So this part of the trail is the end of those lighter switchbacks in the video I showed you, and there's some people doing trail work here, and I'm not too far from the tip off, so I'm gonna go on to the tip off, and that's the bit where I'm gonna turn back, which is further than I planned to go today, so I'm really happy with that. But the way up is gonna be a climb. just in the distance here, you can see the restrooms, and this is the tip off. So I'm going to use the restroom and then head back. But wow, look at this view of the canyon. One thing that like never fails to surprise me is just how vast this place is, and how, you know, even things like this, like I remember being at this point and being like, wow, I've made it here, and then it's still so far down to the river. And I remember being like, because you can see the river, it feels like, oh, it's right there, you know, and it's so deceiving because every layer of the canyon is an out and a down, out and a down, and it's very deceiving, and before you know it, you've gone really farther than you can cope with. But yeah, the trail crew have got their tents up here as well, who are working on the trail at the moment, so there's a bit more going on than normal in this area. But yeah, I can imagine on a summer's day this is so exposed, like there is no trees, you know, all you're going to get is a bit of shade from the canyon wall in the early hours and stuff. But yeah, almost at the tip off. So I'm back. Cedar Ridge is just up there. You might be able to see a little restroom shining up there. That's Cedar Ridge. So I'm just a little ways down from there. It's definitely a grueling climb out, and obviously this next section is really slippy and muddy, so it's going to take longer than it would normally. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite a quick hiker, so I feel like maybe I could have gone a bit further, maybe I could have gone to the river, but I have got like some time restraints today, and I feel quite content that I'm having a good workout and I'm getting to see some amazing views of the canyon. So I'm not going to beat myself up that I didn't do a rim to river and back. Especially because I've not seen any other day hikers doing it. Actually, everybody seems to be staying the night down at Phantom, so yeah. But if you would like to continue the video and see what happens after the tip off, here is a little sneak peek, and there is a full video that you can watch for my rim to river hike. They've also got a toilet and water as well, and as you can see from the sign, it's 4.5 miles up. So I feel like that's the sort of part of the top I'm going to, so it's good to at this incredible sunset. This is not real. This cannot be real. So if you like this video and you want to see more hikes in Zion and other national parks, please comment below, like the video and subscribe to my channel.
I'll never forget these golden days.